Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Mill Creek Crossing Connection, brought to you by Dan Dolan and Dan Dolan Homes. And joining us in studio, we do have Dwight Wheelan here today. And good morning, Dwight.
Good morning. Nice, cool morning.
Nice, cool morning. I think things are starting to cool off, and they said by the weekend we'll have lows dip into the 30s. So there you go. All the people wanting cooler weather.
Fire up the furnace.
Yep. You know, I thought this would just be an interesting way to start because, you know, we did have a gentleman call in on Wheel and Deal looking for someone to mow their yard, and we have another gentleman, for health reasons, needs someone to come and pull the weeds. If you live in a Dan Dolan home at Mill Creek Crossing, you don't have to worry about those things, do you?
That's right. That's right.
Those are all taken care of for you.
Snow removal and lawn care, everything except trimming the shrubs. But fertilizer, weed applications, weekly mowings, and things like that. It's all taken care of for $65 a month.
Yep.
And we've had people move out there that paid more than that per week. Mm-hmm. So it is one of the advantages of moving out to a Dolan home. Of course, there are many advantages that we talk about. You know, the 36-inch doors for the wheelchairs, and we had a lady visit one of the homes not long ago, and she was able to go from room to room with her wheelchair, and thought that was quite useful. In an ordinary home, you wouldn't be able to do that. It also accommodates the wheeled walkers and things like that too. That's just another one of the advantages. No step entry. The push button light switches, lever handles on the door instead of knobs. Just all those things that make it handier for a person to live there and grow old.
And one of the things that you've made the point before that we should emphasize again is that roll-in shower. That's just really that's the selling point of the home, isn't it?
It sure is. And you know, many people think they have a walk-in shower, they call them. Mm-hmm. And there's that ledge, maybe 3 or 4 inches high, but this is actually a roll-in, and people are amazed that it doesn't run over and come out on the bathroom floor. But I've always told people, if a couple was there looking, if the floor got wet, it dropped off of the husband when he was showering. But no, the nurses and therapy people that visit the homes are amazed at how convenient they are for older people. When my wife was having nurse care in the home, they asked me if I designed the home. And I said, no, there's a whole subdivision just like this. So I'm glad you brought that up, because that is one of the things that always blows their mind. Also in the new design in the kitchen is the island. Right. That is a great improvement too. Back when I bought, we had a breakfast bar, but now the island with the sink in the island and garbage disposal in the island, it's just something that the women gravitate to. And that's really who the houses are designed for. If the wife likes it, it's easier to take care of and things like that, then most generally they buy it.
And I know one of the other designs too was the location of like the laundry and the pantry, and that's all kind of been rearranged too, right?
Yeah, the pantry now is actually in the corner of the kitchen, which makes it real handy. And also the master bedroom, the master bathroom, the master closet, and the laundry facilities are all in line. You don't have to walk across the house to do the laundry. It's just a real good flow pattern. And then, of course, when you get into the great room, it is just the family room, the kitchen enlarged, and the island is what separates the kitchen from the living room. Again, with interest rates going up, maybe selling a current home would not be enough to buy a new home today after inflation. So we always talk to people about whether they'd like to hear the story about a reverse mortgage or not. Some people say yes, they would. Others, absolutely not. And that's because they don't understand it. So many people think with a reverse mortgage that the home goes back to Dan when the people pass away. But that's not true. It's part of your estate. The deed is in your name. And when the residents both pass away, it goes to the heirs just like anything else in the estate. So that's a story that some people want to hear, and today it is a very popular story because many people can move into a home at about half the cost with a reverse mortgage. It isn't for everybody, we know that. People can go to their own bank and get a 30-year mortgage and move right in. So we're not financiers, so we tell the story. If people want to hear more, we introduce them to a man who represents United of Omaha. And then we step out of the picture, and the home buyer and the representative go on and make their own deal.
And the only issue with that is you have to be 62 or older, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. But it definitely is a home built to grow old in. Easy to heat, easy to cool. The insulation overhead is an R50, so there's not a lot of heat escapes. Used to be Dan put vaulted ceilings in the houses. Now it's a flat ceiling, but he does fix them up real nice. Plenty of light in the home. It's just a home that you would be happy to live in, and people can't believe the amount of room when they see it, when they drive by. We've had people walk in the door and say, "Oh my, I had no idea there was this much room in the house." So there's a lot of reasons to stop and take a look. He's building a home now on Connor Court. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-car garage, and that third stall in the garage, I believe he told me, is 46 feet deep. So there's a lot of things that can happen in that 46 feet. You can have an office or a fitness room or another bedroom if the size of the family warrants one, or the basement can be finished and add 2 or more bedrooms downstairs, because there are plenty of exit windows in the basement. So I would encourage people, if they have an interest in moving into a brand new home, to stop by and take a look. The home was insulated last week. They'll get an idea of how much insulation he does put in. They'll be back and insulate the ceilings at a later date, but the walls are insulated. It will not have a finished basement, but it is finished when you get down the steps. So it's not just studs and concrete showing. But I would encourage people to stop by. It's on Connor Court, the second street inside the subdivision, and stop in and see what's happening. And if you want somebody to meet with you, well, give me a call, or give Dan or Kevin a call, and we'll walk through it with you.
That's what I was going to ask. Of course, they're building a new home there, and was just curious about the progress and how far they'd gotten. So, again, if somebody wants to come and take a look, even though they're still in the process of building, you'll accommodate the best that you can.
You bet. And just this morning, they finished unloading a load of drywall. Okay. So it's not going to be too long till they're covering that insulation up.
Okay.
But stop by. They're putting in the electricity today. A light is there, putting that in. They'll get the gas put in because they have to cross the driveway to get all that in, and they want to get that done so that if the weather permits and the work schedule works out, they'll get the driveway poured yet this fall. And that always makes a house look a lot different. That and the garage doors. Then it looks like a house.
Yeah. And of course, once they get the home completed, then you'll have a new model home to then have the meet and greets again on the weekends.
You bet. Yeah, we're anxious to have that, and maybe we can get back to the pork chop sandwiches or something like that. It's right behind my house, so it wouldn't be bad to grill the hot pork chops and run them over to the house.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's Mill Creek Crossing. We thank Dwight for coming in and being our guest. And again, Mill Creek Crossing brought to you by Dan Dolan and Dan Dolan Homes.